If you just bought the Horizon Fitness 7.0 AT treadmill, or you're thinking about buying one, well, this is the video for you. Today, we're going to take you through the assembly of it, our initial thoughts, what went wrong with it, how we fixed those problems, and our final thoughts after 6 months of use. Stick with us. By the way, for the record, this is not a sponsored video. We paid for this with our own money. I'm not showing an unboxing because although you're supposed to transport this to the room that you're using it in while in the box for safety and just for ease of moving, it just wouldn't fit down our stairs. So we had to take it out of the box. We brought it down this way. The important thing is, though, is we have, well, this strap's not really holding anything except for the warning sign, but it has down here this tether to keep the piston compressed so this doesn't spring out when you're trying to move it around. And as you can see on this thing, if it springs out, it can squish your hand or smash you in the face. And we didn't want either one of those things. So if you are moving this around, leave this stuff on until you get it where it needs to be. Now, this treadmill, we're going to start putting it together. It looks like it's going to be fairly straightforward. One thing I did beforehand, I'd suggest you do too, is take a picture of all your details before you get going here, especially if you're putting it in a place where it might be hard to see these things later. So when you go to register it, that you have that info. Now, it recommends 2 people for assembly, so I brought in the big guy here. He's going to help me out. And we're going to start by just removing this to get it out of the way. Go ahead, boss. Thank you, sir. All the hardware comes in this pretty handy little package. It has the tools you need, and the hardware is laid out. It's pretty quick and easy to see what you need for what step, and that you have all the hardware. And first thing we're going to need, step 1, it's actually even labeled on here. We need this guide bolt, and it goes into the guide bolt hole, which is also labeled here. And which tool do you use to put that in?
Allen key.
The Allen key. And you tighten this one all the way. That's good. Now we just have to do the same thing on the other side. So to prep for the next step, we already put the washers on here. Flat washer first, then spring washer. And in my experience, it's the easiest way not to lose any of the parts, and there's no extras, it doesn't look like, in the kit. And then we also got a ratchet out with the right size socket instead of having to use the Allen wrench all the time. Just because there's quite a few of these to put in, and it will be a bit easier. So next step is to get this cord fed up through the post and attach that right post onto here. We're going to attach this wiring harness to the lead wire that's in through this tube that comes out up here at the top of the right side, and pull this wire through. I've got this looped on here. Little man is going to pull on this end to pull it through while I feed it through over here to make sure that it doesn't get caught on anything. Okay, go ahead, dude. Slowly. Okay, good. Okay, keep going. Okay, that's good. I think is it out yet?
No.
Alright, I'll move it closer this way. This was a little bit hard to get through right at the end. I had to actually take this little guard out and dig it out to help get around that last corner, pull it through, but we're going to leave this wire attached while we do this next step, just in case it slips back in. We're going to lift it up, align it with that guide post, and put those 4 bolts in and not fully tighten them though. I'll just start that next one. Now you can go ahead and put them in, but don't tighten them all the way, okay? we got the left arm on. We didn't tighten any of those bolts yet, but they're in there pretty well. Now we just got to get this console and put it on these bars. And that's set in there just fine without pinching any wires. So now I come around and put these bolts in. Take that lead wire off and get rid of it. And I just need to plug these in. It's keyed, so there's only one way you can put it in, which is a good thing. Snap that in and we can tuck this back down. Maybe I won't tuck that back because it was hard to get out. I'll put this up instead to take up the extra space. Now I gotta put these bolts in. My helper got bored, so I have to do it myself. And again, we're not fully tightening these yet. And I just gotta do the same thing on the other side. Now I just need to tighten these to align the front. So I'll just start that here. And I'll bring the camera around in front, show you what we're lining up. So it's this part here that we're trying to get snug. We want to tighten this, that bolt I just showed you, until this looks even. Seems pretty good. Just gotta do the same thing on the other side. And with the lined up top, we gotta tighten all the screws from the previous steps. The console is on, gotta put on these arms. I'm still in the back here, obviously, but these connectors, there's one for each, one for the left and the right. You can't mess them up though, because they used a male connector on one and a female on the other. So you don't need to worry about mixing them up. This one's got a little extra glue on it. Pick that off now before I try and mate these. So I'm going to start with the right one. They're labeled, so that's no problem. And of course, we're on the back, so it's going to go on the left. And there's not really any way to mess this up either. I'm just going to line those up. The two short bolts into the this bracket, the U bracket, and then the long bolt through here. And make the connection. One side done. Now for the left. That's it for those. So step 4 is to put this thing in, which goes in here, and then attach this with 4 screws on the back, but we're not putting it on because, as you see, we have our TV right there. So it's kind of, and I'm at eye level here now, it'll be in the way of the TV, and it's even worse for Suzanne. So we're just not going to put that on. One thing also, it's not in the instructions, but it came with these caps for these ports on the side. USB port and headphones, and what's the other one? Audio in. We're probably never going to use those, so just gonna cover these up. USB maybe for updates, firmware updates, but I think we can do that through the app and Bluetooth. So I'm just gonna cover those up. This one's on pretty good. Woo! Smash the camera. See if I can pull some of that other adhesive off. Ugh. Don't like these stickers. Horizon. That's going to need some cleanup. Take this one off a little more gently to see if I can get it without ripping. That came off better. This side, ugh. Connects to Apple Watch and Galaxy Watch. We don't have those in Canada, at least. This comes with an overlay for the French version. We don't need that, so we're not going to put that on, but it's there if you need it. We don't. C'est la vie. See what I did there? And there's another film here. I almost missed that. And last step, but still quite important, is to take these off before using the treadmill, because if you try to incline it, you will have some problems. This is not the right size. Just make sure you save this in case you ever want to move the treadmill again. You'll want to have this on to keep the deck from pushing away from the base. Okay, it's plugged in. First power up. Okay, so it's okay, so this dial changes the users at the top. I'll just user 1 for now. I'm not going to do anything with this yet because I still have yet to lubricate it, but one thing I wanted to try beforehand was to set it to metric, and supposedly there's an app, the AFG Pro, that can connect and change it, but let's see. I did hear about some people having issues with the incline connector pulling out. Looks like it's an older model. If you look at the videos and if you look at other stuff online, and I've got this up to 8 degrees now, but this was cable tied, and this looks like it's bundled in a sleeve, so that's why I think this is a newer model. But I'm going to cut this cable tie just in case. What was happening is when you raise it up, this would pull down and disconnect the incline cable from the board. So if I just cut this, it looks like maybe that's there for shipping. There's lots of play here and it shouldn't pull anything. This seems okay, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Thanks, Steve Aiden. It's certainly not going to hurt anything to cut that, so. That just gives this cable more freedom to move. Pairing with Zwift seems pretty straightforward. Run speed, there it just shows up here. Select and go. Let's just pick one. Speed, ramp it up. Of course, the speed's in miles per hour. Up here, I'm getting it in kilometers per hour. So if I increase that, it lines up with what I would expect to see in kilometers per hour in Zwift. I'm using the dials here to change that, which is, I like that actually. And I just need to figure out how to get the treadmill itself to switch to metric. I've tried a few things now and haven't seemed to figure it out. Okay, now I need to lubricate the belt. To do that, I have to loosen the tensioners here using the Allen key. It has a T-handle one as well, but for the tensioners, I prefer to use something like this. I find it easier just to keep track of the number of turns you put on, so I'm going to back these out. It says 10 to 15 turns in the manual. So I'll probably start with 10, see how that is, and go further if I need it. And I'll do the same on both sides. So the bottle that came with it is supposed to be good for 2 applications. So what I'm going to do is do a quarter of this down this side and a quarter down the other side and go with that, and it should be half of this gone. We'll see. I ended up going 15 turns on each side to make this nice and loose, just to make it easier for me. Take my watch off. So I'm simply going to lift the belt and run it down the side here. And I got to cut the end off. Okay, let's try it again. Looks about right. Now I need to increase the tension again, 15 on each side. Do it in increments of 5 on each side. Okay, now I just gotta let it run for, it says 3 minutes with nothing on it, no weight on it, and then walk on it. So I'll do that now. Now the instructions say to reset the lubrication notification, but I don't have that because I just started it. But I'm going to do it anyway, just in case it sets the timer. I don't know if this will work or not, but you hold play, pause, push that down and hold it, then push and hold stop, and hold that for 5 seconds to reset that message. So I'm going to try that now. Well, it did something. But I don't know what. Oh well. I'll consider it reset. Now I just need to start this. I'm not standing on it. I'm on the side rails. Put it on 3 for speed. And just let that go for 3 minutes. Okay, it's been 3 minutes. Use that time to take those stickers off the back. We're going to stop it. Get on it. And we're going to walk probably at the same speed. It says comfortable speed, but 3 is fine for me. And start. Oh, it set my speed down to 0.5. Okay. Let's go up to 3. And I'm just going to walk around on this. It's a little slow. And it says to do this for another 3 minutes. Just going to kind of walk back and forth to make sure that lubrication gets all over the belt. Back up. This is a long track. It's a lot longer than the old one we had. Thought I'd try the incline on this since I'm just walking on it anyway. Seems pretty good. I do like these. But the incline changes are pretty smooth. And so far so good. Another minute to go. Alright, I've got it over where it's going to be now. I had it pulled out just for assembling and the lubrication part of it. Now that that's done, gotta check to see if it's level. Looks pretty good this way, and if I Check this way as well. I don't know if that focused or not, but pretty bang on. Both front and back. If you do need to adjust them, I don't have to. You would use these feet here. There's one up front, the very front. There's another one back here. And you can turn these down. So you would, like, counterclockwise to lower this. And then once you have it set right, you can lock it with the nut at the top. So anyway, that's what you do if you need to level it. I don't. So good to go. Other than I still haven't figured out how to change it to kilometers per hour yet. Decided to turn the unit around just to give more space and cleaned up some things over here. This treadmill is longer than the old one we had, so there wasn't much room left at the back in case somebody would slip off the end. So this way it opens it up and has more room. Moved the TV up here, and you can get an idea. This is kind of a narrow treadmill, but I just wanted to show you how we use it. Like I mentioned, we don't put the extra mount here for tablets, but just let's flip it on. And we're starting up, and I only use it with Zwift, and Suzanne only uses it manually. So we don't use anything on this screen underneath. So this old laptop just sits here and runs Zwift for us. Oh, there, it auto-connected for the treadmill when I turned it on. I use my Garmin for heart rate, so I don't use the Bluetooth or the heart rate strap that came with this treadmill, but it does come with one. Okay, Garmin on to connect for heart rate and cadence. This thing's slow, so that'll take a while to load. But just to kind of go through some of the stuff on this, we'll start it up. Starts quite slow at 0.5. You can't actually start it at 0, which is a little strange, and you can't dial it down to 0. It just stays at 0.5. So the only way to pause it is to stop and restart. It's not such a big deal. There's a fan on it. I gotta speed this up. It's too slow. Actually, let me dial it down just for a second. I'll turn this fan on. I don't know if you could hear that. It does blow a little bit, but it's pretty much useless. You can feel it if you put your hand down by it. You can feel it a little bit up here on your face, but I've got a high volume air fan down there, so I don't really use this at all, and frankly it's not really that useful. All right, so speed settings over here for quick ones, still in miles, obviously, and the quick dial. Pull it down to lower your speed, up to increase. It's pretty responsive. This side's your incline, so your different percentage grades are over here, and then you have this quick dial here as well to raise it. And it moves pretty quickly to get up to grade. So let's go really high. So pretty quick to get up to 15%. Go back down to 0. And we're down. I did test this here. I'll pull this out now. Try not to fall. It is pretty responsive, so back up so you can see. Ooh. I almost went over backwards. It stops almost instantly, which is a good thing. But just be prepared for that. If you hit it by accident, it stops pretty quick. So I'll start up again here, and I'll let you have a listen at different speeds. So I'll dial it up to 3. And then I'll bump it up to 6 miles per hour. And here it is at 9 miles per hour. So another interesting quirk, I'm connected via Bluetooth, the laptop's down there. I can't actually change this when connected via Bluetooth. So if you have something connected to it and you want to use these, you can't, which is a little strange. Yeah, doesn't really affect me. Like I said, we use Zwift, and Suzanne doesn't care. But if that's something that you need, it's something to be aware of. So a couple of weeks into it, I guess the question is, would I recommend this treadmill? And the answer is yes, I think. I would, but you have to know what it is that you're trying to do with it, and know whether or not it's going to work for you. At this price point, there was nothing really in my area that was available that was close. So would I buy it again, knowing what I know now after a couple of weeks? The answer is still yes, I would. It's nice and beefy. It's heavy, and it's really quiet, especially compared to our old one. But it does have some quirks that still trying to figure it out. There's a lifetime warranty on the frame and the motor, and I think it's 3 years on the parts. So if we can get 10 years out of this, I'll be happy with that. Okay, we're a few months into it with this thing, and I did get the lube belt message. So we're going to do that. I also have it changed to 2 kilometers per hour now. I got into the menu afterwards. Maybe I'll put this on the tripod so I can actually show you. But you hold down 15 on the incline and 12 on the speed. That gets you into the engineering menu. And this was not working before when I first tried it, but once I updated the firmware to the latest, then that menu opened up for me. So that's how you do it if you're trying to get it changed to 2 kilometers per hour yourself. So now that's done. Let's see if we can move this closer. So you're just going to rotate this dial here to change which menu you're in. Hardware test, not available. Switch function, information, and display test. And if I go to information, accumulated info, looks like we're at 481 kilometers with 68 hours. Hold stop to go back. We're going to look at switch function, I believe it is. Kilometers, miles, kilometers, miles. So once you do pick kilometers, hold stop to go back, and hold stop again to get out of this menu. And now you're back set. And one thing with this, let me get this off the tripod. The neat thing about switching this to kilometers is that these change to kilometers per hour. A lot of treadmills, you'll hit 3 and it would still be 3 miles per hour. It's actually 3 kilometers per hour. So it makes it easier for us metric people to pick your speed quickly. All right, now I'm going to lube the belt because it is overdue. And I just picked up this kit on Amazon. I got this one in particular because it had these long nozzles. So I don't need to loosen the the belt. It's been set up, it's been working. I don't want to change it. I have these now. I can lubricate it without loosening the tension on the belt. And with that done, we need to clear this lube belt message, and you do it by holding stop and play. So quite literally, when I went to record this video to give my final thoughts on this, it started making this noise. Can you hear that? If I increase the speed, and it's somewhere in here. I got in touch with support already, and they said it's the motor. So there's a new one on the way. So I'm gonna let them get that in, and we'll see how it is after that before I give my final thoughts. Okay, so the ticking sound is gone, which is good. Technician came and replaced the motor. Once he did that though, when I tried it out that night, I noticed I had a creaking sound, which I wasn't sure what it was. So first thing I did was pop off the cover off the motor, because I thought maybe there was something misaligned in there. Because it seemed an awful coincidence that we just had the motor replaced and now all of a sudden we have a squeak. But I didn't see anything in there. It looked like it was aligned right. I flipped it up, I lubricated everything underneath, everything that I could find, still had the squeak. And finally I took these side rails off so I could take a look at the platform. And let me just stop this for a second. And sure enough, ultimately what I ended up doing was tightening these bolts here down into the rail. And the Allen key that came with the treadmill fit those. And there were a few of them that were a little bit loose. And once I tightened all them up, it got rid of the creaks in the platform. And I think the treadmill is good to go again. Okay, and putting it back together so I could show you how I took it apart, I realized the squeak came back. Turns out it's actually this thing. Let's see if I can... I don't know if you can hear that on the mic, but when this moves, it makes that rubbing noise, which is the squeak we're hearing. So I'm going to play around with this now and figure out, I'm going to take this out again, I guess, this rubber plug. So there's a screw here, a screw on the side. Maybe I need to put something in between here. I don't know, but I need to do something to keep this from squeaking. Okay, I've got it back together, and so this is pretty good now. All I didn't put anything in here. I might if it comes back, but I just loosened this screw a little bit so that you can see this is kind of loose, but it's not wedged up against this, which is what was causing the squeak. So loosen this screw a little bit, loosen the one on the side, just a touch, snug them up reasonably well. So now I'm just going to take this rail off again to show how I do that in case you need to do it to your own. And we start off, we take off this cowl here at the back. And you do that by taking out this screw here and these two underneath. And I already have the bottom two screws out, so this comes right off. Now this needs to slide off, but there might be a screw underneath. There was in my case. I'm not sure if it's in all of them or not, because there's holes for a bunch. I'll lift this up and show you what that is. You have to take that out first. So you can see underneath here, right there, that screw. So take a look see if there's any more down the side. You can see there's spots for holes, but this was the only one that actually had a screw in it for me. So I'm going to take that out now, not on camera because I can't hold this and do it at the same time. I'll pop that out and keep going. With that screw out, this should slide out. It might be a little tough, but you can get it moving. And that comes right off. And you can see it's held in place. These little, I don't know what you call them, washers here, they slide into the groove here to hold this down. And then this is where that one screw came up through to hold it in place. So the last bit is taking this off here. You pop this screw out and screw on the side, and to get at the last screw, oh, there we go. And yeah, so to get this out, you pop this cover off. Screw in here, screw on the side. This pops off. This one is not as squeaky as it was on the other side. So that's good, I guess. I don't need to do anything with this. Just put it back together. So that's how you take those rails off. Now I'm going to put it back together and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, now that it's all back together, I want to take you through how I use it. I'm going to flip it on here first. Make sure we're lit up here. So on the computer here, I'm going to open up this program first. This is used for the optical character recognition to get the incline from Zwift. Then we're going to open QZ. Now we have QZ running. We start the treadmill. And it is connected here, you can see that. And if I change the speeds, you can see QZ follows along with it. Okay, so with that running, now I just open Zwift in full screen mode, and I use a program to make sure it opens in full screen mode. Actually, I should mention that as well because it won't work properly if that's not up. This borderless gaming is the tool I use. It's a free tool. It opens up and you can see I've got Zwift here to automatically open in full screen mode. So I just leave that running in the tray usually. And so QZ back up, open Zwift. And again, with the old laptop, I'll see you in a few minutes, but it'll be a few seconds here. And of course, it wants to update, but we'll just do that later, and we'll go in for now. And you can see I'm connected. Wahoo Tread, that's QZ reporting to this. And if I go to our route, I'll just scroll down to the bottom actually. Usually, yeah, Epic Run is here. This one elevates early in the run. All right, in the run now, and I'm moving very slowly. And you'll see, if I get this right, so you can see both, but if I start to increase, and I'm just standing on the side rails, so I don't flip off this thing. And I'm going to kick up the speed quite a bit here. So 10.7, there we already got an increase in the grade, 1 degree. And this will go in full increments. So 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees, no halves, which is okay. And there, up to 2 degrees. And here we're starting to get into the hill. So I don't know if you caught that change there. It's usually within a few seconds it will upgrade the grade on the treadmill to match the screen. So it might not seem like a big deal, but that really makes a huge difference when you're running on the treadmill. It makes it much more interesting, and you get changes in your grade without having to program in a workout or whatever. And yeah, I find I enjoy it much better than just running on the treadmill alone. Of course, since I have Zwift running here, I can also watch a movie or something here, or the game, whatever. So all around, pretty sweet setup. Zwift, I should note, if you're only running on it, it is free. There's no subscription charge. If you're on the bike, that's a different story. The only thing then is QZ on the laptop version. There is a subscription for that, but it's only like $2 a month or something like that. Well worth it for me. There's no subscription if you're using an Android app or iOS app to to use it as an interface with your treadmill. Just the one-time cost of the app itself. I may switch this setup to MyWish at some point, just because I got this set up here for biking now, and I'm using MyWish for that. So I might just, for consistency, try that out here. But for now, I'm using Zwift. So there you go. That's how I set up and use this treadmill. It seems a bit cumbersome, but it's really not. It's just a matter of doing things in the right order to connect everything, but it makes it so much better for running inside. As for the treadmill itself, would we recommend it? Really, the thoughts from earlier in the video are still kind of the same. It's kind of we have a pretty good setup here now. I'm not gonna lie, really like it, really enjoy it, and the Horizon 7.0 AT is a big part of that. So, you know, for me, yeah, the price point was right, and we have it set up the way we want now. We had some kinks to work out, but we got there. I guess know what you're getting into if you're getting it, and understand that there might be some complications. There might be some things you need to tweak. The motor thing threw me off. I wasn't expecting that, but that's what warranty's for. And they were quite responsive. Once I actually got through to support on the phone, that's a whole other story though. That's a bit of a pain. But once I did get somebody, we were back up and running within 2 weeks. I called them on a Friday, and it was less than 2 weeks because it was we were set up a week from Wednesday after that. So a week and a half to get back up and running, I think is pretty good. They sent the motor out the same day, and I also got contacted by a local company who does the work for them here the next day. And as soon as the motor arrived, they came out, switched it out, and good to go. So that's it. I think you can be happy with this treadmill. It's a good, solid one. Just understand, it's not a premium machine. That said, we've got a great setup here now. So that's it. Good luck with your treadmill. If you like this, hit like. If it was helpful, hit subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully it's not another treadmill repair video.